In 2024, I had made a decision that scared me more than anything else I had ever done in business up until that moment. I sat down at my desk, I opened every single client account we had, reviewed every contract, and I made a decision that I knew would possibly cost us at least 40% of our business practically overnight. Today, I am telling you exactly what I did, what happened next, how that one decision changed the trajectory of our business in a way that 3 years of playing it safe could have never done. If you are a business owner that feels like you are working harder every year, getting better and stronger every year, but the numbers are not adding up, this video is specifically for you. Let me take you back to where this all started, because it did not start with strategy or plans. It started from the heaviness and the unshakable feeling that I felt every single time I looked at our numbers. The dissatisfaction and heartbreak was real. From 2021 until 2023, our building maintenance company had only shown about 20% increase in our revenue, in our annual revenue at the end of the year. I was watching it closely. I felt like I had been working too hard and learning too much and implementing too well for me not to see more of an increase other than 20% every single year. What I found when I went through all of our documents is that we were bringing in long-term contracts, minimum 12 months for everything that I had on the table at that particular time. We were keeping them. They were renewing. These year contracts turned into 2 and 3 year contract per client with additional services. Our retention was good. Our service was good. Our clients liked us. But our profit margins on a particular portion of our services was not adding up. I had a portion of our contracts not be where they needed to be in regards to the profit margin. We were busy, we were consistent, everything was smooth sailing. That is exactly what it was. It was a flat line of smooth sailing. We were getting stronger and built and bigger and wiser and better in every single area that we were operating in, except financially. The financial result was we were being diluted by the fact that we were not serving clients who were paying us for our particular level of service and care. Right there, sitting at my desk, going through those numbers, I made a decision, a non-negotiable decision, literally a line in the sand. I explained that we would honor their particular contract terms that we had currently at that moment, but that we would not be renewing, or we would not be in a position to be able to renew once the contract had reached its term. I was extremely transparent in the reasons why we were not going to be able to renew with service for them. It was because they did not fit our profit margin. We were growing. We were in a new trajectory of business. Although we honored and valued their commitment and their partnership, that we would not be able to continue on past our current contract terms due to this particular reason. I really want you to sit with that, because what I just said was I voluntarily contacted paying clients who loved us and told them we quit. These were clients who had not done anything wrong, clients who we had served some for years, clients who paid on time, clients who were very wonderful to work with. I risked potentially losing approximately 30% of our annual revenue with this email. I was willing to take that risk because scared money don't make no money. I knew that's what I was supposed to be doing. Even though every single part of the business owner inside of me was in turmoil with the thought of what could potentially come out of that. I felt very confident in that moment, in the moments after sending that email. And I trusted that I had done it for the right reasons. That was the truth. I was not willing to negotiate. What I expected would happen would be me to get a response. Oh, thank you very much for your service. Is there someone you can refer? Or even maybe a little pushback, potentially some disappointment. That's not what happened. What happened instead was something truly remarkable that I did not anticipate. Something that I think about quite often in my journey in entrepreneurship. I think about what it means when you truly are leaning and doubling down on you knowing that what you are doing and the position that you are in is in fact in alignment. It also gets me to thinking about what it means to truly deliver excellent service. Because what those clients' responses told me was something about the quality of work we had been doing for them that I have never seen stated so plainly. One of our clients that I essentially told we were outgrowing you, which was someone we had been servicing for probably about 3 years at that particular time. Their owners responded to my email. He said they could not do their job without us, that we were a monumental part of their daily success. They would like to schedule a meeting so that we can discuss how they could fit themselves inside of our profit margins. How much do you want? How much do you want? How much do you want? Is what he said. That was the question. Not can we negotiate? Not what if we adjust the scope? Not is there anything else we can add on to our daily routine? Not is there anything we can do to justify the higher cost? Just how much do you want? No additional services, no upgrades, no additional products, no new deliverables. They made a business decision that paying us more for the exact same service that they had been getting consistently for the last 3 years was preferable to the disruption of having to replace us. Because what we had built with them over the 3 years prior was top tier service. That was not something that they were willing to risk. That was not something they were willing to risk over a price disagreement. We still service that client today. In 2024, we had the opportunity to service an additional facility of the same owners in North Carolina for a full year. Now, I want to give you 3 things that I took from that experience, that very unexpected experience, because the story is not just mine. At least I don't feel. This is like the blueprint. I want you to be able to use it. Number 1, know your numbers at the client level, not just the business level. Meaning, most small business owners just track their annual revenue. Very few track their profit margins, and almost none track their profit margins per each individual client. It was the number I needed to grow the way I needed to grow. Once I realized that, I didn't move it for anyone. At the end of 2024, what came out of that was we had less clients, made more money, and increased all of our payroll. But scaling does not have to only include increasing of staff. Sometimes that scale looks like a full remap or restructure of your business. Once I set my number, I didn't let anything get in my way. Not the additional voices in my head saying I'm being too aggressive, saying I'm being too greedy, saying I'm being unrealistic. I didn't listen to any of those voices. I stayed steady and in alignment with what I knew, in fact, to be true and to be so, which was, if I want 50% profit margin, I can get 50% profit margin. That's the confidence. That is the key. That is the grit. Setting the standard and holding it even when it feels uncomfortable, even when it costs you something short term. That is one of the most powerful things that you can do as a business owner. Decide your floor and do not negotiate. Lesson 3, really quick. Superior service is your strongest negotiator. Superior service is your strongest negotiator. Most businesses never leverage it. What our client's response told me was that 3 years of exceptional service, 3 years of commitment, 3 years of reliability, 3 years of reliable service had built something that was more valuable to their business than the cost of paying us more. They weren't paying us more because we asked nicely. They weren't paying us more because we asked with a smile. They were paying us more because losing us felt dangerous to their operations. That is what top tier service builds over time. Not just satisfaction, dependency. The kind built on genuine excellence. That is worth more than any marketing campaign you could ever run. Invest in your service quality. That is the asset that pays the most dividends over any other component of your business. I want to say one more thing before I let you go, which is the sum of this entire video. Business scaling can be very scary. It can be genuinely scary. It can send you into panic. It makes you question every decision. What I thought was going to happen is that I was just going to have a lot of explaining to do. I just had a belief. I had a standard. I had a conversation. I did not have a guarantee. I was operating on principle and faith alone. The move that grows the company is almost never comfortable. Don't get comfortable. Grow some more, and then sell. That's the plan. Pass it down. Put it in a trust. We'll talk about that later. This is what scaling actually is. It's not a system or software or a new hire or an AI assistant. It's a decision that told us to set a higher standard, trust the process, trust the market, and believe in yourself. That's how you scale. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe below. You see me? You see what I'm doing? You see how easy that just came out? I have to go now. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. I love you dearly. Bye. Au revoir.